Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. Dating is a journey filled with excitement and possibilities, but it can also be a minefield of mismatches and miscommunication. Knowing who to avoid is just as crucial as knowing who to pursue. So let's make sure you're investing your time with men who are worth your time and energy. If that's at all interesting or intriguing, I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. The 7 types of men that you should avoid. But also, and of course, I made an episode for the guys too, letting them know the types of women they might want to also steer clear of. They're not posting on the same day, obviously, but make sure you keep it fair and watch both if you watch one. Some of what we talk about today might sound like stereotypes, because they are. But let's face it, stereotypes, while sometimes accurate, can also be incredibly misleading. So while these generalizations might highlight certain trends, they don't define everyone. So let's keep our minds open, our judgments in check, and remember, dating is as predictable as the weather here where I am in Chicago. Sunny one minute and snowing the next. Expect the unexpected, and let's figure out how to navigate this delightful chaos together. The Commitmentphobe. This guy thrives on the thrill of dating, but panics at the thought of a serious relationship. At first, he might seem exciting and spontaneous. You might even find his carefree attitude refreshing. He might whisk you away on spontaneous weekends or offer up last-minute surprises. But if he constantly dodges conversations about the future, including things like where he sees the relationship heading, or even simple plans for next month, it's maybe time to take a step back. The layout I'm going to do here for this episode is next I'm going to tell you why to avoid him. But then I'm going to back up a little bit, gather my perspective as I would hope you would do, and share with you what the however could be, or the perhaps, other reasons he may be acting like this to help you kind of use your own mind to figure out where you are, who this person is, and what you need from them. I thought that would give you more power in this situation, so that's why I chose this format. Why to avoid him? Well, if you're serious about commitment, investing time in someone who leaves you questioning your relationship status can be frustrating. You want a partner who's ready to build a future together, not just someone to share a few fun nights out with every week. However, instead of being outright afraid of commitment, this person might just be savoring the present moment and enjoying the fun of casual dating. They may view relationships as experiences rather than obligations, focusing on personal growth rather than long-term plans. So consider approaching them with open conversations about your feelings and see if they can share your perspective on relationships. If not, the Mr. Perfect on paper. He checks all the boxes. A great job, a nice car, a smile that could charm anybody and their mother. When you first meet him, you may be dazzled by his impressive credentials. He's polished, well-spoken, and he seems to have it all together. However, as you get to know him better, you may find that he lacks emotional depth. Conversations start to revolve around his career achievements, his hobbies, and surface-level topics, leaving not a lot of room for vulnerability and connection. And you want someone who can discuss dreams and fears and life goals, not just who won the last golf tournament. So why to avoid him? Genuine connections go beyond material accomplishments, and you probably want someone who can engage with you on a deeper level. Although he could represent the idea that perfection doesn't really guarantee compatibility. It's possible he's just as confused about what he wants as you are, which makes him overemphasize his qualifications that he knows women are going to appreciate about him. So maybe instead of viewing him as perfect, try exploring what sparks joy, Marie Kondo, and what the connection between the two of you beyond the surface looks like. The Flake. If he's constantly canceling plans or showing up late without a good reason or a valid excuse, he's likely flaky. Initially, his spontaneity may seem fun and adventurous, but as time goes on, you'll kind of find it exhausting to keep up with someone who isn't committing to anything and can't keep plans. His last minute changes can leave you feeling like you don't matter, undervalued, and frustrated. That's why you should avoid him, but reliability is key in any relationship. If every date feels like a gamble, it's a sign that he's not as invested as you are. However, this might be a person who's dealing with some unpredictability in his own life, juggling a lot of commitments and struggling to find balance. Maybe open up dialogue or a conversation about expectations and explore the reasons behind their behavior. You might end up understanding something that you didn't see initially. Ooh, the mysterious one. This guy keeps you guessing and often plays his cards close to his chest. At first, his nature may seem intriguing, drawing you in like a moth to a flame. His aloofness can feel alluring, making you want to know all his inner secrets. But if he's consistently withholding information about his life or his feelings, it can again make you frustrated and also confused. Conversations start feeling like puzzles, leaving you more confused and less connected. And then you might eventually find yourself questioning whether he's truly interested or whether he's just playing a game. So while a little mystery can be exciting, constant ambiguity creates a lot of tension that you don't need. You deserve someone who's open and willing to share their life with you, not someone who's always leaving you in the dark. But instead of viewing this person as secretive, they might actually just have a rich inner life and prefer to take their time opening up. They might just think that real relationships that are important just take time and that meaningful connections aren't supposed to be rushed. So what could you do? Just have deeper conversations with them to see if you can check in with their vulnerability and kind of see if they're willing to share more about themselves and open up, and that'll help you decide. I think we're at number 5, and he's the self-absorbed guy. He's all about himself, his interests, his stories, his needs. Initially, you might find his confidence attractive. He can dominate a conversation and keep things lively like nobody's business. However, if every interaction revolves around him and he rarely shows interest in your life, it's a major red flag. I love this guy. You could sometimes find yourself feeling like a supporting character in his personal highlight reel with your little room for your thoughts and feelings. Healthy relationships involve a two-way street where both partners can share and listen. So you might want to avoid him because a relationship should involve 2 people, not just one. You want a partner who shows a real and genuine interest in your life, not just someone who treats you as an audience for that highlight reel. Or he could be someone navigating his own challenges and focusing on his own personal growth. His behavior could stem from a lack of awareness about how this is affecting other people. So you might want to share how his actions impact you and see if you can get to a place of understanding. Here's someone I could actually never date, and that's Mr. Negativity. He has a pessimistic view of life, always seeing the glass as half empty. Been working on my metaphors, and how I didn't come up with something more clever than the glass half empty is kind of beyond me, but I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to be working with Zoog. This is an iOS app that I've been using with my grandkids for well over a year now. It is so fun and creative and clever and a really fantastic way for me to stay connected with the kids despite them being a whole plane ride away. Zoog supplies you with a huge and growing library of stories, songs, jokes, and educational videos, and all you have to do is to read or sing along. Zoog does all the work to make these videos really come to life. They give you a virtual background, costume and wigs and virtual props. So I reached out to the folks at Zoog a couple weeks ago to ask if I could offer it to you with a discount code, and they said yes. If you're on a computer now, just use your iPhone to scan this code here or click on my special link in the description box below so that you'll automatically get 30% off. A funny little story. Some of you might know that my daughter and the kids were all here last week. One morning, Desi asked Rachel if he could have her phone to watch Ema movies. I'm Ema, and that's what he calls all the Zoog videos of my songs and stories that I send him every week. And Rachel was like, Desi, Ema is sitting right next to you and there's a pile of books on the table. Why don't you just have her read to you? But if you've experienced Zoog, you totally understand. Ema sitting next to him wasn't surrounded by animals on a farm, and I wasn't wearing a farmer's costume like when I sing Old MacDonald with the music on the app. So there I was sitting next to my own grandchild while he watched me read stories and sing to him on my iPhone. If you haven't downloaded Zoog on your Apple device, you just have to do it. Use my link, though, to get the 30% off and a free trial if you need it. Your family is going to love Zoog as much as we do. I promise you, I don't use Zoog because they're a partner. They're a partner because I've been using the app for over a year, and I beg them to let me do this. So check it out. Beyond me. But anyway, at first, his raw honesty could be refreshing. Maybe you appreciate someone who's kind of unfiltered and really straightforward. But if every conversation turns into a complaint session, it can be really emotionally draining. You might find that his negativity seeps into your own outlook. You want someone who inspires you to see the brighter side of things, not someone who keeps pointing out the rain clouds. See, that's a metaphor. Instead of the sun, Surround yourself with someone who uplifts you, inspires you, not someone who pulls you down. I want for you to have a partner who can help you navigate life's challenges, not add to them. However, if we step back, rather than viewing him solely as a pessimist, maybe he's someone who's faced some challenges in relationships and he's projecting those experiences into this new one. You could try engaging him in positive conversations about relationships or try to help shift his perspective and encourage a more optimistic outlook. But I don't know. I don't have great hopes there. People who are really negative, it takes a lot of work. But if he seems like a fantastic guy, perhaps it's worth your efforts. The playa, number 7. This guy knows how to charm and flirt, often sweeping you off your feet with his charisma. He might be a smooth talker, making every moment together feel electric and thrilling. However, if he's juggling multiple partners or always keeps his options open, you're likely going to end up with hurt feelings. He may throw around compliments and do sweet things for you, but if it feels more like a performance than real affection, it's a red flag. You, I'm assuming, want someone who values the premise and the idea of exclusivity and respects your feelings, not someone who plays games with your heart. A player might be fun for a night out, but he's not someone you want to build a meaningful relationship with over time. However, instead of viewing them as someone who's just out for a casual fling, they might be exploring connections in a way that feels authentic to them. They could maybe be on a journey of self-discovery. You could offer conversations about emotional honesty and see if that helps them connect with you on a deeper level. Navigating the dating scene doesn't have to feel like a high-stakes game. Trust your gut. Stay aware of those red flags and keep looking for that elusive balance of fun and depth in your relationship. It's all about keeping your radar up and steering clear of those potholes. I hope you found that interesting or helpful. If you did, you might want to check out this next episode here. It could be the one for the fellas about what women to avoid, depending on which one goes first. And if not, it's something else I think you might like. Don't forget to give my little mama her thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll look forward to next time. Until then, have a good one.